For me, it's a change of scenery and making a difference. If you work a Monday through Friday, 8 to 4 job, you walk into your office cubicle, you sit down, the view never changes. And you never know if you're making a difference in what you're doing. I wanted to make a difference, and that's why I became a firefighter.
We're in a stranger's house that we've never been in. We can't see. A lot of times you can't hear, you can't smell. So we rely on basically our feel. And with gloves on, that's difficult. All in an environment where it's toxic smoke, and you don't know the layout of the house or building. And that's just on the fire side.
It's a lot of fun. You guys can bust on each other and have a good time, and then just the excitement of always doing something different.
It's a busy city. You get to help a lot of people. We do 5,000 runs a year. It's fun.
So much happens in such a small city that your day is different every day.
The amount of fire that we see here, the amount of shootings, the stabbings, the overdoses, it's apples and oranges. It's an unbelievable job. Busy, very demanding. We have a good camaraderie. We work well together, especially the shift that I'm on, 8 platoon. There's no other place I'd rather be.
It's very exciting. Every day is different. It's never the same routine, monotonous activity. Everything's always different. You don't know what you're going to have every day. You could be sitting around 1 minute doing nothing, the next minute you could be in a house fire. It's very exciting.
The ability to help people, the brotherhood within the fire service.
What I like the most about this job is again, it's helping people, it's making a difference. Especially working in an urban environment here, you see a lot of urban blight, you see poverty, and you know that you're making a difference, and it's an immediate impact difference that you're making here. One of the greatest jobs in the world, I can't say that enough.
It's a different thing every day, and you're not doing the same thing all the time. And the guys are awesome, and women like us.
It's a second family. The camaraderie you get with the other guys and gals that we have working here, you build a relationship with them that you're basically another family. So having two families is very very rewarding.
You get a little nervous, but then after a while, when you get a lot of the same calls or the same type of call, you get used to it, but you always have a little bit of butterfly.
A firefighter, he's thinking of what tools I'm going to be grabbing. You start picturing the house from the neighborhood. Is it a high-rise building? Is it a store? Is it a residential house? Is it a 3-family house, single family? So you start trying to put this through your head as you go into the call.
When I first became a firefighter, almost 21 years ago, when that bell went off and you heard them say, reported structure fire, you'd get so excited. Your adrenaline would start flowing, you'd start to feel tingly and excited, and you couldn't wait. You didn't know what you were up against, you didn't know what you were going to. You felt like a kid on Christmas morning. That's what you train for, that's why you train so hard. This is a way that you're going to go and use all your skills and see if you've done the right training. And now, after almost 20 years into it, when the bell goes off for reported structure fire, for everything that I've seen in my career, I kind of hang my head down a little bit, because what used to bring excitement before now brings the realization of loss. These houses that we're going to, these people, did they lose everything? Do they have a place to live after? Is there people trapped in the building? Is it a child? There's so much becoming an adult as opposed to 20 years ago when I started off at 18 and having my own family now and children. You have more of a realization that a building fire isn't an excitement thing anymore. A building fire brings more tragedy than it does excitement. So it has changed. Do I get excited about it? Yeah, I do. My roles have changed from a private to a company officer on an engine, and it comes with a big responsibility. It's not you're worrying about, it's your whole crew. Are we going to do the right thing? Are we going to be able to rescue people in time if that's the case? Is it a really big fire? Do I have enough manpower to go in and knock this fire down safely. Is my guy's going to get hurt? I need to keep an eye on him. There's so much, things have changed so much from that.
Absolutely, yes, it's the best job you could ever have.
Everyone should at least think about it. If they like exciting or they can handle adrenaline, it's definitely a good job for people that can handle that kind of stuff.
Somebody that has a lot of tolerance. We have a lot of people that other people wouldn't even want to talk to, you know, and we have to talk to them in a manner that's respectful, respect their dignity, and make their day better when it comes down to the end.
Absolutely, absolutely. This job's not for everybody. You know, there's multiple people out there in the media or on TV that say anybody can do this job, anybody can be a firefighter. Well, then go down to your local fire department, volunteer fire department, and go and volunteer, or go take the tests and the physical agilities just like the rest of us did, and come out and do the job. Because I keep saying it, there was a chief in New York City a long time ago that said that being a firefighter is the greatest job in the world. And to this day, it still rings true. There is no other job like it in the world. And working here is one of the greatest jobs.
It's probably the busiest truck in the station. It's obviously responsible for everything that a rescue does. Basic life support, advanced life support, any type of first aid you can think of. We respond to any and everything you can think of, from heart attacks to trauma to anything, headaches, sick people, anything you can think of. We probably do about maybe 3,000 runs a year. His responsibility is pretty much running a fire scene. If we get a fire, he'll go out first, and he'll get to the building first, and he'll size up the scene, and he'll let the incoming firefighters know what we have. He'll size up the building. He'll find out from onlookers if there's anyone left in buildings, if there's a fire. He'll give commands. And when other cities come in to help us at fire scenes, they'll also report to this gentleman who will be at this vehicle, and they'll get commands from him.
To the fire alarm, engine 2 and all apparatus respond to 46600.
Alright, this is engine 2. Engine 2 is our first vehicle that would show up to a fire. Its responsibilities would be to actually put out the fire. It's got a water tank in it with 750 gallons of water. It's got hundreds of feet of hose. And like I said, this truck pulls up first, the guys hop off, they pull the hoses off, and they go fight the fire, and they put the fire out. Alright, ladder 1. The aerial ladder's responsibilities at a fire would be ventilation and search and rescue when it comes to this department, meaning the ladder pulls up second after the first engine, and the ladder would be responsible for putting the ladder to the roof and cutting a hole in the roof above where the fire is in the house. Now what that does is it increases visibility by letting the smoke out, and also hopefully with the fire wanting to move towards oxygen, we will be able to keep the fire in that corner of the building and not letting it spread throughout. So we would obviously attack it from the other side of the building, and we try to keep it under where we cut the hole in the roof. Also, if we pull up to a fire scene and we find out there's people still in a building, in this department it would be this truck, that the crew on this truck would go in and search for people in the building to pull them out.